Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. I really like getting feedback from you guys about the market, what you're trading, successes, failures. So I'm going to go ahead and start giving out a t-shirt every week now. What I'll do is I'll look at all comments from Thursday to Thursday, and then Friday select a random winner. What an emotional day it has been. Man, Bitcoin has been in the news. Everyone's losing their minds. And what's funny is they're losing their minds and we're still in our channel. So that cracks me up. So the news article that really cracked me up this morning was Bitcoin plummets to 18,000. And in my mind, I'm looking at this like, okay, in the last 3 years, we would have like seriously died to have a headline that said we plummeted to 18,000. We've been below 18,000 forever. Are we so greedy that we're like, the very idea that we're down to 18,000 is so newsworthy? It just cracks me up. So anyway, let's look at what is happening. So the number one thing I wanted to teach you guys today is how these channels work. So when we draw a channel, we are collecting the bodies as close as we can. And you might say, hey, your body's a little outside of your line. Well, that is true, but the top of the body was here. The bottom of this body is here. So you capture the tops of greens and the bottoms of reds is generally what you're doing. And if you can get the entire body, that's fine. But the point is that once we have a channel nailed down using the bodies of the candles and we have this channel working, this channel is not breached until a body closes outside of the boundary. So if we wick through, this is nothing to be worried about. The only time people make a play on a wick is if the wick is significant enough that they are convinced that the body will eventually end up outside of the range. Right now, our channel is intact even with this drop through. So some of you might argue that this is bullish. This is a very, very defined line because we gave it support yesterday, and today we are respecting the line with the body. We will see what happens in 3 hours when the market closes, but there is a chance that we have a green day tomorrow and we stay within this channel for a little bit. There is that scenario that is on the table. The bearish side of this entire thing is, I believe that the bearish side is more than 50% likely. So I've been saying all along that this is a bull trap, that this entire move will resolve down here. And I believe that we're heading to 14,000, but there's no evidence yet. Like, there's no evidence of this being correct. The evidence will be when it's too late. That's what investing is. It's weighing the odds and making decisions to weigh out the likelihood of something happening. So I think the likelihood is greater than 50% that we'll be down here. But that doesn't mean that we're going to be 100%. So you have to kind of play it out. Anyway, if I take off the log scale, look what has happened here. If I take off log scale, this line here comes all the way up. This ended up being support on the non-log scale. But guess what we did yesterday? Yesterday's close below the line and today's rejection off of this line means that this trend is officially dead. What happens when you have a trend that is 51 days old and represents a gigantic 75% gain. This is huge. We have crossed this line. The best case scenario at this point is that we consolidate. That's our best case scenario. All of the talk of going to 20,000 has dropped to a very small percentage, because this line that would have been our kind of last chance for a continuation is gone. At the end of continuations, we have consolidations or we have reversals. And let me tell you, I'm hoping for a reversal to 14,000 because it is going to be the absolute most bullish thing that could possibly happen to Bitcoin. I will be jumping up and down with excitement if we touch 14,000, because we will finally have the structure in the charts to break 20,000. Like, this is the move that is standing in our way from getting to all-time highs and really breaking it. Like, when we break 20, we're going to 50. That's what I'm expecting. But we can't get there without the right structure. And so what I think will happen, I think we will likely hang out in this channel. But when this channel breaks and we start heading down, what I'm really hoping for is a wick. We just need to go down really fast. We need to wick down to the 14,000 area, and then we can come right back up. I don't care what the actual trading ends up being, or where the consolidation happens, or how our return back up to the high is. We just need a wick that just touches down here. It will sell all the whales, all the institutions, all of the people that really know how trading works and where the structure lies. Everybody will be on board for record highs, and we just need that little wick. So I'm hoping we get it. If we get it, then we'll be ready to go. And it's not because I've taken a bearish position. I haven't sold any Bitcoin, but I do know what it takes to have record highs. We need a very, very strong case for consolidation or correction so that we can get back to moving the right direction. So anyway, I hope you guys don't get too worried about this. Some of you in the comments were a little nervous about us dropping below, and they were thinking, should I hurry and sell? Should I hurry and sell? Listen, the long-term play on Bitcoin is bullish. If anybody wants to play this and do a short trade, please listen to me. We are not we're not selling 100% of our Bitcoin. That's not how we trade this. We trade it with 10%, 20% max. We put a small portion into a play like this because we don't want to do something, because even if we're right and the wick happens really quick and we're like, maybe it'll keep going down, and then it goes up and we miss it and we're in a upside down situation. There are emotions at play. There's money at play. There's a lot going on, and a smaller position size will reduce emotion, and it will also not liquidate us or wreck us when the market goes contrary, because there's always a chance that can happen. So be careful as you trade. Just know that there will likely be a pretty good drop, but also know that it's very, very likely to be very short term. In a month or two, we're going to be up into this range up here, and we're going to be launching. And all this structure just has to play out. We just have to be patient. Well, look how interesting this is. This is our altcoin market, and we have this channel that's very defined. We are poking our little nose right above this line here. This is very, very interesting. So between the two, this line seems weaker than this line. We might have the support we need for a little bit of an altcoin market, an alt season here. We have all these touches on this line, and we are definitely finding support there. And if this support breaks us through the upper side of this bull flag, we've got an alt season on our hands. And it's in the midst of Bitcoin struggling. So people have been wondering, oh, if Bitcoin goes down, are the alts going to die? Well, it depends on the structure of the altcoin market. This is Bitcoin dominance. You can see that it's starting to lose its move here, and our microcap dominance is ticking up. Look at this. Oh, this is delicious. So anyway, I think we might have an alt season even when Bitcoin has trouble, because the alts are just the formation of the charts are just really, really good. There might be some excitement right during the fall or in a real strong bad day for Bitcoin, but from the looks of it, it'll be short-lived. So it's very interesting. You really have to be paying attention, because most people are assuming that there's no way we'll have an alt season if Bitcoin does some horrible move, but it's not looking like that's the case. But obviously we'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens. This is everybody learning how to trade and watching videos, and then they're like, so I put all my money in BSV? Man, there are so many good looking coins today. It's funny that today just looks so good on some of these coins. Look at library credits. When we exited the red zone, this is looking amazing. Today we are definitely playing with the 100-day moving average. It's interesting because if you take off all of these the colors and you have no idea what's going on beyond the formation, this just looks really confusing. There's no rhyme or reason to these patterns, and it's just really hard to say what on earth is going on. I mean, you can kind of see a declining line here, so we might be coming up against some resistance. But man, when you put on the trend lines and you say, holy cow, we finally broke the 50 here. That's why this was such a monster day. And then we failed to retain it. But then on the 6th, we did break the 50, and now we're above it. So this move here is just the beginning of a really nice move, and it just really is nice. There are a couple of other coins that just look awesome. Look at Golem today. So when I tweeted out that we had exited that we had closed above the 50. That's a big deal, and it got really exciting there for a little while. And then yesterday it was one that just came down with Bitcoin. But look at this support off the 50. And not just that, but we've got this really cool support on the 50-week moving average. So between the two, this one is looking really good. Look at these higher lows just coming right along. And then our bodies here, it looks like a horizontal resistance. So we've got an ascending triangle in the works here, which is really great. And then look at Haven protocol. We were just battling with the 50 and battling with the 50, and then finally you wouldn't have known, but we knew that we were getting close. But once we get above that 50, it is fireworks. And look at the day we're having today, and it's just because we finally wrestled above that 50. And same thing, look at this support off the 50-week moving average. So a couple of just really awesome things. There are a couple of coins that are in the green zone. Waves we talked about a couple of times. Yesterday was kind of a brutal day, but wow, today is just huge. So we're battling the 200-week moving average right now. If we get above this 200, there's nothing in the way. So it's gonna be quite the run. You can kind of see that this coin has behaved similarly in the past. I don't know where it'll actually end up, but this is one where when we exit the green zone, it might even be too late to take profits. You might want to think about it, because in the green zone is when we think about taking profits. Like for example, if we were going to take profits here, Hindsight's 2020, but taking profits here was obviously better than taking profits here. So when we're in the green zone ends when we exit the 50-week or 50-day moving average, and so maybe we don't want to wait and exit at 30,000. Maybe we want to think about an exit a bit higher. We still want to be patient though and kind of see how things play out, but this is definitely green zone. And there's one other coin that just got to the green zone. I tweeted this out yesterday, and it is our good friend XRP. So how does a green zone form? Green zone forms when we finally get our 50. We have our close above the 50, above the 100, above the 200. Our averages are finally in perfect alignment. Normally, if we're trading up here and we have all of our averages in the right order, usually there's a chance for a period of growth, or this is essentially just kind of as bullish as it can get. This is definitely it could either be a bull flag, or if you want to take this as horizontal, it could be a descending triangle. I've been thinking this is pretty bullish though. The reason is that we've gone up so strong, and there's been no fear, no strong capitulation, and it just won't give up. We need to get over this line though, because if we do this forever, obviously it's going to just head on down. But this, I see a couple of moves above this, and I bet we'll have another strong run. But I don't know how long it'll last. If we get really vertical like this is when I get nervous. And I was taking profits all through here because a couple of days of straight up, and that's exactly where you want to be taking profits. So anyway, there's a couple of coins that are doing really well, and many others that are just waiting. They're just waiting to turn the corner. So alt markets are getting pretty exciting now.
Okay, it is time to separate the CoinBook trolls from the CoinBook fans. So these are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly. And we'll be giving away probably one or two of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.